Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is December 17th, 2021. How about Tim Apples? We get to play the Saints coming up. Oh, it's going to be fun. Oh, you know what? Here is, you can't see it. You can't see it on my notes. But these are my notes from the week 8 game against the Saints. At the very end of my notes, I say, I want to end their season this week. That's what I said week 8. I want to end their season. Guess what we can do? We can end their season with a win. Pretty much. I haven't looked at the math behind it.
I have a little bit on the playoff, what they need to happen. But they most certainly do need a win.
Okay, so if we beat them, they're out of the playoffs?
No, I don't think completely.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it. If we beat them, they're out of the playoffs.
Okay.
Bunch of jerks. Hate the Saints.
Jerks.
Okay. Got a good show for you today. We're going to try to cram in a bunch of stuff. We got some Buccaneers news. We're going to talk a little bit about what we saw in the all-22, the Buffalo Bills game. And then we're going to talk about the upcoming Saints game. What do you think about that, Molly? You excited?
I love it. Yeah, let's
excited
do
with
it.
Your trucker hat on over
I'm
there?
ready. It's that my hair's a hot mess, so hat it is.
That,
And it's
that
between this hat or the orange Bucco Bruce beanie with a big fluffy.
I've got
fluffy
30
thing on the top.
Buccaneer hats around here.
Yeah, they don't. Your big head. They stretch them all out. They don't fit me.
Oh, we're gonna measure head sizes now, are we?
No, don't do that. It runs in my family. Giant heads.
Bunch of big-headed people.
Mm-hmm.
What do they
for
call them?
big
Mongoloids?
brains.
Mongoloids?
Big brains. That's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah, sure.
Elephant Man had a huge brain. Okay, so you want to start off with some Buccaneer news and then some league news? Or?
Yes.
Right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's see. So Jamel Dean is the only one that's ruled out for the Saints game. They're saying it's considered an illness, not concussion related. But then I saw other reports. Well, BA said the team is still trying to figure it out. But then I saw other reports that he's got like lingering concussion issues that are. So they're trying to figure it out. And like we talked about when we went over the Merrill Hodges Brainwashed book, there are different types of concussions and different symptoms for those concussions.
Yeah.
And you have to treat them all differently.
Yeah, great book, guys. If you want to read up on CTE and understand concussions and all that good stuff from a football player who
and a neuroscientist. They wrote it together.
Yes, and it's great information. It really opened my eyes to that they've learned so much about concussions through the NFL, but
not Boston University.
Yeah, not.
They're a scam, and that's actually the next thing I want to get to. It's a great segue.
Great segue.
Yeah, Vincent Jackson's family released Boston University's report that said that he had stage 2 CTE, and that was.
Which stage 2 means absolutely nothing.
Means
stage
nothing.
1.
They don't have a stage 1. It doesn't exist.
Well,
like Boston University with their.
Right. Everybody falls in stage 1.
Yeah.
Basically.
Everyone. Right. There's no criteria really.
Yes.
And so the whole metrics are invalid because you don't have anything to compare it to. And I just want to note, now I think on the family's part, like, I think when people have demons, like Vincent Jackson so clearly did, the family wants an explanation for those demons, and sometimes there just aren't. And so I think the family, and a lot of families it's like Junior Seau's family, like, he had a very tragic death, and it's awful. It is very awful. And so I think sometimes the families go to search for answers where there aren't necessarily any. And I think Boston University is taking advantage of people in that way.
Most definitely.
And I just want to note that substance abuse actually does similar damage to your brain than what concussions do.
So
they're very
alcohol, opioids, and obesity. All three have generate the same tau proteins in your head that they mark for CTE.
Yeah.
Read the book. It's fascinating.
It's fascinating. So
but
when
you
say
hear stage 2 CTE, that means they didn't find a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's very, very, that's very small, right?
But that's not necessarily, it didn't necessarily come from there's no evidence that it came from concussions.
Right. People who have never been hit in the head have been found to have tau proteins, basically CTE, and people who have had serious concussions have been found to have no CTE. Right. So it's all over the place. It's crazy.
Yeah. So Boston University is a scam. When you hear
this is true,
no
matter what you think about CTE, Boston University is definitely a scam.
They actually restrict how they don't let anyone have any other researchers have access to their samples. They don't they're very restrictive over their research, which is not conducive to science. That's not science. You can't do that and call that science. So
and they attack anybody and everybody. It's horrible stuff. But
so anyway, I think the family just wants answers, and unfortunately, it is such a tragic situation. Sometimes there just aren't answers, and I think people oftentimes take comfort in places like, oh, he's got CTE, it wasn't his fault.
Yes. When something happens to yourself or a loved one, you always want external reasons for it. It's a curse of humanity. We always blame anybody that does anything wrong that we don't like. We blame it on internal stuff. We say, oh, well, they're a jerk, or they're just, evil or whatever. But if anything happens to us, it's external circumstances. And usually when tragic things happen to your loved ones, you look for external factors. You don't want to, like you said, deal with the demons within, especially when you will probably never know.
Yeah, you'll never have
those
answers.
Demons were.
You're never, And so the last thing that I will say is that we are not saying that concussions do not cause issues or are not serious.
They definitely
That's not at all. Yeah, they certainly do. And that's kind of the point of the book too, Brainwash, is that you have to treat them properly. You have to diagnose them properly so that you can get the correct treatment.
Right.
And
there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that they cause long-term degenerative neurological problems.
So long as they're treated.
So long as they're treated, and they have excellent treatment now. And like we said, the book goes to explain all the different types of concussions. And I had no idea that there was the different types, and they all have to be treated differently. So it sounds like if Jamel Dean is dealing with this, then it's one of the ocular concussions, kind of a car sickness type thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It sounds like maybe it's some nausea.
Which is very strange. I don't remember when he got the concussion. Remember he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, I thought it was some kind of arm injury or something.
Yes, and Bruce Arians he didn't jump on Jamel Dean in a press conference, but he kind of said in the press conference that it's a pain tolerance factor. And this was right about the time that the secondary coach was saying that, these guys are soft and they're not as tough as the older guys were and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were all kind of talking about Jamel Dean. So I think it's just very strange. It's been going on with him. I think there was an ankle issue, and then the shoulder, and now a concussion, and now illness. I don't know what's going on there, but it's very strange.
Something funky's going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the funky things going on in the league.
No,
so we touched on in the last episode about what did we touch on? Oh, there was an outbreak had started of COVID.
Yeah, at that point it was at 36.
Yeah, and I thought it was like 60 something.
No,
but the Rams had already entered into the enhanced protocols.
Right.
And enhance. Now we have 7 teams. Well, this was as of yesterday. Might be more. We have 7 teams in the enhanced protocol, including the Browns, Bears, Falcons, Lions, Rams, Vikings, and the Washington football team. And the NFL announced today that 3 games have been rescheduled. So the Browns-Raiders game has been moved to 5 o'clock on Monday. The Washington football team against the Eagles has been moved to Tuesday, I think at 5. And the Rams Seahawks have also been moved to the same time on Tuesday. So,
here's what I'm going to say. Everybody go get your 5th shot. It's social distance, wear 7 masks. And I don't know, what else is it that Google needs us to say before, so that we don't get censored?
Pray to Dr. Fauci.
Yes, give Dr. Fauci a prayer. Put your beads out or whatever.
Maybe a baby sacrifice wouldn't hurt.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Every single one of these, contrary to what Rick Stroud says, are breakthrough cases, because apparently all these guys were vaccinated.
Yeah,
a lot of them were boosted.
Majority. Yeah, and they're saying most of them are asymptomatic.
Oh, they've all been asymptomatic as far as I know.
Yeah.
And, it's, I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the NFLPA has agreed to all these enhanced measures. Like, everyone has to wear a mask now.
Right.
Everyone's going to remote meetings or outdoor meetings. They're not
social distancing.
This
is league wide now.
Yeah, league wide now.
No matter if you've had your 1 shot, your 2 shot, your 3rd shot, your 12th shot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You have to wear a mask. I tell you what,
I'd be pissed. I would be so mad.
And
you saw Jimmy Graham earlier in the season. I mean, there's got to be more than just him.
Well,
he was one of the few to speak out. And Tom Pelissero reported earlier that the majority of the players support ending all COVID protocol and restriction. They don't want to do any of it. They don't want to do the testing. They don't want to do the masking. They don't want to do, the vaccine, whatever the vaccination require. They don't want to do any of it. And the NFLPA is just, it doesn't represent the players, clearly.
Yeah. So I think we've noticed that over the past few years, ever since the last bargaining agreement. The players kind of got screwed on that one. But with the virus thing, this is exactly how viruses work, and everything's going exactly the way nature has intended. The virus is getting more easy to spread, but less deadly. That's how viruses work.
I don't know if you can even say that, Ralph.
Can I?
I don't know.
Shit.
I have no idea. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
That's why we should just not talk about it.
I know. I know. I wish we couldn't. I wish we didn't have to. So,
Stassi's going to knock down our door.
I know.
Just for talking about this mess. How crazy is that? How crazy is this?
It's just stupid. Everything's dumb. So everything's dumb. Everyone is dumb. I just hate everything.
So here it is. We've got nobody in the NFL, either coaching, assistant coaching, players, or anything, has passed away from this virus. And now that it's weaker. Now, I mean, nobody's getting sick and dying now.
I don't know if you can even say that.
Okay. I'm going to stop. So we just need, and we've talked about this before. I don't know what the goalpost is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is the end goal here?
What are we doing here?
What are we trying to do? I don't know.
Nobody can say.
So anyhow, a bunch of teams are getting moved to Monday and Tuesday.
Players are pissed. The Raiders are pissed because the outbreak was at the Browns. The Eagles are pissed because the outbreak's at the football team.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's again, just becoming more trouble than it's worth. I don't know.
It's just ridiculous. Everything is ridiculous. I don't know.
It is ridiculous. And it's never going to go away. This is never going to end.
Yeah.
We've given people this power, especially the government, and it's just going to go on forever. I mean, we're going to have to deal with this for the rest of our lives. Mm-hmm. Maybe not this, but they'll come up with another one.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord, they've got a whole industry built around this crap now. They ain't never letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I know there's like a huge model. So today it was announced Sean Payton has tested positive for COVID. So he is going to be out for the game on Sunday. He's not only been fully vaccinated, but he had coronavirus.
Yeah.
He had it last year.
Like I was saying, this whole coronavirus stuff, the protocols that the NFL doing is fantastic. I love it. It's great. I think we should do more. I think they should have to have the whole coach, the Saints coaching staff should have to not play. I think they should let Jameis Winston coach the team. That's what I think.
Oh my.
Yeah. So Sean Payton is not going to be coaching Sunday against us. It's going to be Brad Allen, right? Or
Dennis Allen.
Dennis Allen.
Their defensive coordinator.
Yeah. So there you go. Thumbs up for the virus.
Let me see. We do have an injury report today. I forgot to go over the injury report in the last game preview, so do not let me forget about this.
Okay.
But Richard Sherman was held out Wednesday with an Achilles injury.
What?
I know. Wednesday. Leonard Fournette had an ankle. What?
What is up with Richard Sherman?
I know.
He comes in, he plays half a game, and he's hurt.
I know.
He's been hurt ever since we got him.
Since we got him.
He's only played in like 3 games.
I know. He's like a football senior. He's a senior citizen in football years.
Come on.
I don't know. And he said he's not even interested in like coaching. Like they asked him that.
Really?
The media did. Yeah. Which I'm like,
that's surprising.
Why not? He said he's happy to mentor.
So he doesn't want the responsibility. That's what I just heard.
Right. Yeah.
I want to tell you what to do.
So, yeah. He said, and I think it was probably Jennaline who asked him this. I can't remember in the press conference the other day, but he said he'd probably go into media because it's easier because he can just criticize people and not have to do anything.
Did he say that?
Yeah. He said with coaching, like, he'd have to take on criticism.
Said it right to their face, too.
He sure did.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go in the media so I don't have to do anything but sit around and bitch and complain about
That's
people.
That's what he said, basically. It was awesome. I was like, yes. And he is very good with the media. Yeah. He's great in press conferences. So he said it kind of, and they're all just like nodding. You can just hear them all nodding. And it was, you can't actually see them, but like you knew Bill Maher, were all in agreement.
It's like when Bill Maher, he always calls his audience stupid and they all sit there and clap. We're dumb as rocks. It's just weird, man.
So that was pretty funny. Okay, that's all the news I have. You got any?
No.
Cool.
No, I have been
in a focus.
Oh man, all week. I've been doing game film all week. It sucks because I have nothing to show for it. I haven't put out any videos or anything, but hey.
But what did you see? We want to hear that. That's what we're here for.
Let's talk about that. Bill's all-22 review. I'm going to make this short and sweet. We look good. I mean, I think we're a championship team, baby. Yes. No lie. If I had to put money on it, I'd put money on it. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. But
you've only been saying that since March
of 2020. There's the all-22 was really good, and I want to get a video out, and it sucks that it's not going to be until Saturday. If I get it out,
you can do it. I believe in you.
I know. Gosh. And again, I'm not going to sit here and make any excuses. It was all my fault. I got backed up on stuff. So you're just going to have to take my word for things for right now. But there was a lot of interesting stuff. First offensive play for the Bills. We made a huge mistake, and they had Emmanuel Sanders was wide open for a touchdown. It would have been like a 60-yard touchdown. There was nobody near him.
And he didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
Loser.
Oh, my God. They're looking at the tape on that one and going, oh, Jesus. But other than that, man, we didn't make that many mistakes during this game.
I like it.
Yeah. I tell you what, our offensive line played great. The first few series of the game, I didn't have any mistakes other than Jensen's bad snap. First play of the game,
Mm-hmm.
bad snap.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it was like 40 plays before we had a single mistake from anybody.
Good Lord,
Offensive
40.
defense. I know. I was like, whoa. I don't know if I've ever gone that long without recording a mistake somewhere. So, well, there was that and the mistake with letting Emmanuel Sanders get past them.
Okay. Besides that one.
Yeah, well, it was our first offensive play, we had a mistake on offense. And then our first defensive play, we had a mistake on defense. But then after that, we were like, okay, everybody get your shit together.
Clean it up.
Yeah, and they pretty much did. Fournette, I understand 100% why he is not only our starting running back, but he's basically a bell cow for us now.
Mm-hmm.
His pass protection was outstanding.
Oh.
Outstanding.
Wait, so have you not noticed that on the game film before now?
Well, it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there hasn't been mistakes by him.
Okay.
But this was above and beyond. I mean, he was the Bills were blitzing us like crazy, and guys were coming in, you know, full speed coming at Tom Brady, and Fournette was literally throwing his body in the way. I mean, just diving out in front of guys, doing whatever it took.
That is so interesting because, you know, last year that was a huge issue with Rojo.
Yes.
And some of the other backs.
Mm-hmm.
And BA actually made a point about it several times.
Yes.
You know, he said they've got to get better. And it's interesting because we've talked about how Fournette has kind of ingratiated himself with Brady. And I always thought it was the rapport, but maybe it's that trade-off. Like, hey, you protect me, I protect you.
I'll throw you some passes.
I'll throw you some passes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's another thing. I mean, Fournette's not dropping passes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And not that he dropped a whole bunch to begin with, but
there were a few significant drops I can remember in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and he's dropping every now and then. I think he had one or two in this game. You know, he'll drop like one, maybe two a game, but that's not bad for a running back. Good Lord.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, he's not just running great. He's catching the ball, which, you know, that's Bruce Arians. That's his ideal for a running back. And that pass protection. That's the one thing I'm most excited for with the all-22 is getting video out. Is just show. I mean, he was just throwing himself at guys, and a couple times he laid guys out, and I mean they were coming in hard. So I was really impressed with his pass protection.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and just the fact that if they were blitzing so much and the offensive line as a whole held up as a unit, that's phenomenal.
They did great. I mean, outstanding. Kappa got beat once for the sack, but it wasn't really that he got beat. Wirfs threw his guy into Kappa and knocked him off his blocker.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, Smith got beat a couple times, but nothing really came out of it. You know, it was kind of, you know, backside beating or whatever. And then Smith was also, if he got beat, he didn't have a problem holding people either. He was a little handsy at times. But
he's getting a lot of love on Twitter here in the last few weeks.
Oh, he
his play
deserves
has
it.
just been so incredible.
Incredible. He's playing with so much more energy. It's weird.
Maybe he's on that TB12 diet.
Might be. Didn't he go vegan?
I think we suspected years ago with McCoy, when McCoy was
that was like
vegan.
4 years ago. We haven't heard anything from it since.
No. I think shortly thereafter he was asking where a good barbecue joint was. And Tampa said, I don't know that it lasted long.
Yeah. Going back to Donovan Smith holding, he wasn't the only one. The Bills held almost on every big run they had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with the quarterback and stuff. And
interesting.
But it wasn't like bad holding. It was just enough. You know what I'm saying? You'd grab Barrett as he was trying to pull away and get to the runner, and you'd hold him just enough.
Just a tiny
Just
one.
enough. And, you know, the league has really gotten away from calling holding. It's got to be blatant, kind of like what Jensen did when he got pulled over. He just grabbed a guy and pulled him straight down, right in front of the ref, too. But, you know, it's little holding that's just enough to keep guys from being able to, get out and make a tackle or whatever. So we started doing it a little bit too. So I wasn't mad. I was like, okay, if you're getting beat, hold the guy a little bit.
If they're not going to call it.
They're not going to call it. Yeah. Use it. So we did. 18 Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that big run by Fournette, what was it, 47 yards or something for a touchdown. He held number 30 Jackson, which really popped off the run. But then Donovan Smith got out there. He pulled, but he pulled to the front. It was really weird. And he got out ahead of Fournette, and he laid out 21 Poyer. I mean, he decleated him.
Like ran him over, right?
Yeah. Well, he knocked the guy down, and then he turned to look and see where Fournette was at, and ended up tripping over Poyer. So it looks like they're just two big tumbleweeds of meat. But he clobbered that Poyer, which really sprung Fournette. But if Johnson hadn't held 30 Jackson, Fournette would have not made that touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I was a Bills fan, I'd be pretty pissed about that one.
Wait, so was that the overtime one?
No, that was the first touchdown.
Okay.
Fournette.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Strange thing I saw with the Bills, they didn't try to block any extra points, field goals, or really even punts. It was very strange. I've never seen a team do that before. They just kind of stood there.
Really?
Yeah, it's like they had no desire whatsoever for special teams. Yeah. Very strange.
That is weird. Have you never seen that before?
Not really. I've seen teams go, who cares? But even on the crucial field goals and extra points, they didn't really try. Very strange. I mean, some of the guys up the middle would push a little bit, but the guys on the end would, they kind of just walk around. Some of them would start walking toward the bench before the kick was even done. Yeah, it was very strange. It's almost like they were pissed they were on special teams. Like, I ain't going to do this. Huh. I don't know. Just reading into shit there. But yeah, it was, I want to say every extra point, every field goal, and every punt. They didn't try to block anything. I counted 7 planned quarterback runs.
Okay. And BA said they do that a lot with Josh Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. That'd be hike, and then he would just go.
Which that's one thing, you don't, a lot of the running quarterbacks, especially like Pat Mahomes and Lamar, it's like they're kind of reading the field and then seeing where they can fight. They're opportunistic.
Right. Yeah.
And this is not. You don't give the defense a chance to set up or try to stop you, really.
No, and we did a pretty good job with containment as far as not letting him run around our defensive ends or outside linebackers. But it was I don't know. We're encountering this with every team just about where, it's these quick, short passes. Teams are totally avoiding the middle of the field with us. All the way up until about, 5-10 yards from the line of scrimmage. They don't try to run up the middle. They don't try to run towards the tackles.
Can't run on us.
No. You have to go to the outside edges. And that's where they're throwing all their passes. That's where they're doing all their runs. And in this game, I was really amazed at how many times Josh Allen just, hiked the ball and just turned around and would throw it. And we're seeing that so much this year with our defense. And it sucks because our defensive line was playing really good. Barrett had a great day. Sue and Vita really didn't do much, but it's mainly because they get rid of the ball so quick. They're not allowing our defensive line to get any push.
Why won't you let us sack you?
Why won't you let us sack you? So it's aggravating. It's very aggravating for me because, that's my favorite position is defensive line. So, it's you have to say that the defensive line played good. They don't have a whole lot of stats or anything, but they did their job. They didn't run up the middle on them, that's for damn sure. And Barrett had a great day. He was beating everybody he lined up against. Tryon did pretty good too.
Oh. I don't know if I even want to ask you about JPP.
he played a lot better.
Good.
I would say this is the first game in probably 5-6 games where I've actually seen him do stuff.
Okay.
And he actually had one good play on here where he
Yeah.
beat a guy and came in for a tackle. But he's probably playing, I would say, between 70-80%, whereas before he was at like 50-60%. He was literally just a body out there. That's what he's been playing. But with here, he was, getting a little bit of push. He was fighting with guys, doing some moves and all that good stuff. Not great. I ain't gonna lie. He's still
Not peak performance.
right. But he's getting to that point where he's, 80% JPP is better than most guys out there. So, he's almost back to that level. If he can get up to 90, 100% before the playoffs, we'll be golden. Now, last week I was talking about man coverage. I was like, we're just not running man coverage at all in the defense. We ran it 21 times in this game. Now, don't get excited about it because it was up until the fourth quarter. I was like, what is up with us not running man coverage? We ran it 9 times up until 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Oh.
Right. And then we did it 10 times straight. From 305 to 104. They started off from their 23, marched all the way down to their 39.
Yeah, isn't that the drive where they came back to tie it?
Yes.
Ralph, they should not listen to you.
I know. Well, it was those short little, they were, the man beaters are the quick slants and stuff like that. Yeah. And they were just running that. And so, I swear to God, like 3 or 4 of those passes, I was like, there's no way that was caught. There's no way. Because the defender would be literally draped on them like a raincoat. And I don't know how the guys caught the ball. Or thrown. I mean, it was a perfect pass, perfect catch, perfect coverage. It just worked out for them. It was good all the way around by everybody, and it worked out for them. It was like 3 of them on that drive. And so I'm sitting here going, man, here it is. I'm bitching about we're not running man coverage enough. And then we run it 10 times straight, and they march down the field on us. Now, they threw, of those 10 man coverages we ran straight in a row, they threw on us 9 times, got 7 of them.
Wow.
One of them they ran.
Wow.
Josh Allen ran for 1. So they were just, I know, I was like, I just need to shut
effective.
up. Chris Godwin is unbelievably getting better at blocking. He's getting much more aggressive and stronger. I mean, he's always been a good blocker. But I think he's out there, him and Fournette are trying to show each other up.
I wonder if they're learning from Gronk.
Gronk, yeah. I think they get a lot of crap in the meeting rooms if they don't block well, because you see these guys, I mean, they're not just like standing in the way. I mean, they're literally putting their feet in the ground and trying to shoulder guys. On our kneel down in the fourth quarter, they had tied it up, kicked it to us. We had a few seconds left. We were actually backed up on the 1. And it was really strange because he couldn't just kneel it straight down because it would have been a safety. Mm-hmm. So Jensen, when he picked the ball up, he moved it forward before he snapped it. Or, when he got down and got set, he picked the ball up and he moved it about 6 inches out, but you're not allowed to do that. And which means the defensive guys have to line up back. And so anyhow, when they snapped the ball, Brady kneeled on it and everything, but the Bills had 12 guys on the field.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a guy running off the field. Brady looked over at him and snapped the ball and then turned to the ref and was like, "Are you going to call that?" And they didn't call it. I don't know what difference it would have made,
It would have got us out of the end zone.
Right. Actually, on that play, I think we might have been on the 6-yard line.
Oh.
Can't remember. But there was a one play when we had to kneel on the 1. When was that? Anyhow. Cockrell had a rough day.
Oh.
Yeah, he did not play well. Barrett had a great day. I would give him the defensive game ball. Ball game.
Yes.
And Fournette, I would give the offensive game ball. Yeah. Just his pass protection was just incredibly outstanding. And like I said, he was throwing himself. I mean, he seemed like he did not care about his body at all. He was willing to sacrifice
for Brady
for that contract next year.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready. We are. That was a good game against a good opponent. Now I will say this about him. Nobody really stood out on me except for Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he threw some great passes and he's running. He's just hard to get down.
Yeah, I was wondering what do you think about him as a quarterback?
He made some bad passes. He made some bad choices, but he's not horrible. And when he throws, it zings.
I wonder is he like a young Ben Roethlisberger? Like they're similar in size. Right. Ben, was kind of dangerous with his legs for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd probably be a really good analogy.
He's the new Big Ben.
Yeah, but nobody really popped off the screen at me on their team. But I didn't really see anybody screwing up that much either. Mm-hmm. So they're like a very good, they don't make mistakes. They're not superstars, but they're very, I don't know, working class. They do their jobs. They do their jobs well, but nobody really popped off at me.
Mm-hmm. No studs quite yet.
Right. Very, very good.
Solid.
Yes, very solid. Yeah, very solid. Good choice of words there. I think the most dominant player would probably have had to have been Barrett. He really handled anybody he went up against pretty good. But like I said, he'd get the damn ball out so quick. It was pissing me off. I hate it. I hate this with how teams are approaching us, Those quick outside passes or quick slants or whatever.
Let us get to you.
I know. Give us 3 seconds. That's all I'm asking. Then you can throw it. So there we go. I think that we are definitely playing championship football.
We're there, guys.
We're there. Yeah.
Awesome.
We didn't play A+. I'd say I'd give us an A-.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but it was a good game. It was the kind of game that I don't think there's anybody in the league that could have beat us on that game. God, we had so many great plays, big plays. I mean, you had that Fournette run. You had that Mike Evans touchdown where he just jumped up in the air and snatched it like King Kong. You had the Mike Evans pass where Brady was getting pressured. He just like lobbed it up, and Evans caught it on the sideline, tapped his toes, toe tapping, and clobbered the cameraman. That was a beautiful play. The Perryman play. I mean, we had a lot of good big plays against a good team. So
awesome.
Yes.
Oh, I'm hyped. Whew.
Yeah, you should be. We are playing December football, and we're playing it very well.
You're making the push.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to move on to the Saints?
Yes, let's talk about the Saints and how we're going to beat the mess out of them.
Let's continue this push. So we touched on Sean Payton not being there. I think between the two teams, that is certainly somewhere, an area where the Saints are very strong. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say they're necessarily better than BA or our coaching staff, but Sean Payton is a good coach. He's been a good coach for a long time, and he's certainly one of their strengths, especially with Drew Brees now gone, retired. They don't have Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'll hurt them for sure. Taysom Hill is starting.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, boy, Taysom Hill. I was reading a preview. I think it was the Scott Smith preview, and they said Taysom Hill is big, like Josh Allen. And I was like, no, he's not. Isn't he a tiny little guy? Like, he looks like Drew Brees.
I think he's kind of big. 6'2", 235 pounds. Yeah, that's kind of big.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe on the line. He's not tiny, I guess. But so he started the last 2 games.
Taysom Hill
over.
has?
Yeah. Took over from Simeon. He lost to Dallas and then won against the Jets. So I would not say that is a significant sample size to tell us how Taysom Hill is doing. Both of their starting tackles are out for the game. So that should be interesting.
James Hurst and Ramczyk?
Armstead? Taron Armstead? Let me see. I think he's on the injury report. Hold on.
Yeah, I knew Ramczyk was injured. I didn't know if he was going to play or not.
Yeah.
So he's out. So both their tackles are out?
Yes. Taron Armstead. Yeah, Ramczyk.
You know.
I know. Are they even trying? They're still in the playoff hunt. Like, they're not in the wild card yet right now, but the 7th seed is currently Washington at 6-7. And it's like Washington, the Eagles, the Falcons, and the Saints are all tied at 6-7. And the Saints are at the bottom of the barrel in that whole, and I think the 49ers too. And so, like, they need to win if they have any shot at the playoffs.
Not gonna happen.
At all.
Not gonna happen.
So we will see. They are getting Alvin Kamara. Kamara played last week, but now Mark Ingram is coming back. He was on the COVID list. So they are going to have that 1-2 punch. And they also did not have Cameron Jordan and Ty Montgomery due to the Rona, but now they're back this week. So they're pretty healthy considering how they've dealt with injuries through the year. They're 6-7. They're tied with Atlanta in the division, but Atlanta has a tiebreaker, so they're third. I know.
It's just getting better and better.
They're behind Atlanta in the playoff seeding right now.
That's awesome.
And so they lose a tiebreaker to Atlanta, so they really need Atlanta to lose.
I will root for Atlanta over the Saints all day long.
I know, me too. Yeah, so
Atlanta's my least hated
opponent
in the NFC South.
So we clinched the NFC South title with a win today.
So we're wearing our shirts and hats this weekend, our NFC South division title hats and shirts. We're getting them. You're going to see those boys wear it on the field.
Yeah.
They're going to put it on. This is at.
Yeah.
What's the name of their dome now? I forget.
No.
It's not the Mercedes Dome.
No, this is a home game. We're at home.
Oh, we're at home.
Yeah. And Publix is sponsoring like a red out in the stadium, and it's giving everyone shirts.
What?
I know. Isn't that cool?
I want one.
I know. Me too. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool that they're doing
Publix
that.
always gives out the good stuff down there.
Yeah. It's a travesty. I'm going to talk about food for a second. Everyone talks about how good Publix subs are. We've never had one when we've been down there. I feel like that's like a staple. Like next time we go, that's like a landmark. Like you have to go there.
The Publix?
Yeah.
Publix
we don't have them
sub.
here. I know. Just saying.
All right, put it on the list.
Just saying. Take me to Publix, baby.
Date night.
Date night. Maybe we can hit Walmart afterwards.
Woo, slow down. Or
Going
Lowe's.
crazy.
Home Depot.
All right. We clinch a playoff berth, provided we don't win. But that's probably not going to happen. Worst case scenario, we can clinch a playoff berth with a Minnesota loss or tie and a San Francisco loss. Or a Minnesota loss or tie and a Philly-Washington tie. Or a San Francisco loss and a Philly-Washington tie. But for the Saints, it's a way more uphill battle. So, I forgot the Vikings, Eagles, and Falcons are ahead of them. And the football team has the 7th spot. 49ers host the Falcons. So they really need the Falcons to lose. They're rooting for the 49ers. And then the Eagles host Washington. But that game got moved to Tuesday because of the Rona, and starting quarterback Taylor Heineke is on the list too. So they could be facing, the Eagles could be facing a Washington backup quarterback. But the Saints need Washington to win. So we'll see about that. And then the Bears host the Vikings. So they need the Bears to win as well. So they need a lot of help. Ton of help.
Yeah, they ain't going to get it.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the Saints. I don't know why I want to help the Saints.
Nobody. They're all trying to help themselves. When we lost to them in week 8, we had 11 penalties for 99 yards, and we lost the turnover battle. We had 3 turnovers. They had 0. And that was similar to what happened in 2020 when we lost to them during the regular season. We gave up 6 turnovers and only got 2 from them, and gave up 31 points and scoring none off of our 2 takeaways. So takeaways were kind of a big deal the last few times that we've matched up against them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that will be as big of an issue at this point. We're doing pretty well protecting the ball.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons for those previous takeaways and stuff. I think we've addressed a lot of that. Good. Look, when was the last time Brady threw an interception?
I know. I can't even.
2 games ago?
I know. Did he had one against the
Colts?
The Bills, right? He did.
No.
No. He would never.
The referee crew for the game is John Hussey. Now, he's not bad. His crew normally isn't bad. We had him twice last year, the Carolina Panthers in week 2 and the Saints game in week 9. Now, the Saints game in week 9, or was it week 8?
This season?
Week 9, last year.
Okay.
It was a horribly reffed game. The Carolina Panthers game, week 2, wasn't so bad. We haven't had him this year, but his crew is totally different. Everybody on his crew has all come from crappy crews. Jerome Booger, Hockley, let me see who else. Clark, John Kemp. Some of the worst crews in the league. It looked like they broke them all up and then put them back together into a super worst crew or something. So I do not know what to expect. But every time we played the Saints, ever since Brady's got here, anyhow, yeah, actually, as far as I could remember, the Saints just get great calls and we get screwed just constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully the John Hussey and his crew will break that streak. I think they're going to have to, because we're just going to dominate. We're going to beat the crap out of this team. I mean, badly. I think this is going to be a statement game for us. We haven't beat the Saints in the regular season.
Yeah, we're on a 6-game lose streak
right
against the Saints.
I mean, we beat them when it mattered. But,
yeah.
This is...
In 3 years, we haven't beat them during the regular season.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how much of a statement would that make, though, if we win the division title by beating the Saints?
Right. I think, at home, they have more to play for as far as survival goes than we do, but we have more to play for as far as accolades than they do. I mean, like you said, we will wrap up the division by beating their butts. We'll do it at home. Yeah, this will greatly help out Tom Brady's MVP status. It'll bust up the dominant streak they've had against us for the past 3 years. And, now what sucks about this is we're not going to be playing the Saints. We're playing a beat up shadow version of the Saints.
But they are as healthy as they've been all season.
Well, but again, that Sean Payton's not going to be there. Like you said, that's probably the most important factor of their team.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Thomas. There's really no quarterback. They don't know who their quarterback is yet. But
would that have been different if Jameis Winston was still there? If Jameis Winston wasn't hurt? Like, I'm not convinced that would be.
that would make this game a whole lot more interesting, I think. I think we're going to get a lot of takeaways. I think we're going to really dominate this game. I think we're going to, our offense has not done well against the Saints defense. This Tom Brady offense, he's always kind of struggled with them. I think it's going to be different. I think it's going to be different this week. We are definitely in a different position than we were in week 8 as far as how we played. What do you think about Taysom Hill, our chances against him? Yeah, it's great. Because he's fast. Yeah. He doesn't have the arm that Josh Allen's got. He's not as... Did we struggle against him before? Did we play him before? I don't know if we've ever played him as a starting quarterback. Didn't we knock him out one game? I feel like we gave him a concussion or something. Was he a starter though? Or was he just... I don't know. Wait, was that the Trevor Siemian game? No, that was Jameis Winston. What? Oh, okay, yeah. So okay. Yeah, we knocked Jameis out, saw Trevor Siemian. Yeah. I got him. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm quite confident. I mean, good Lord, their 2 starting tackles are out. Their head coach is not going to be there. They got their 3rd string hybrid quarterback playing. It's they don't really have any weapons on offense except for Kamara. Yeah. He's a big weapon though. But we've always held him in check. And that's with Logan Thomas and Kenny Stills, and when they had a stacked wide receiving core, we were still keeping Kamara in check. So we'll see. I think we're just going to dominate them, and it's going to be glorious. This is probably going to be the best game we're going to have all year long as far as talking shit is concerned. I hope so. Oh man! All right, let me go through the injury report real quick before I forget. Okay. I'm going to blow it up real big. Why is the font so small? Okay. I'm going to be using your readers before too long. Okay. Jamel Dean is the only one from our side that is out. And he's listed as with an illness. Richard Sherman has a Achilles. He's actually doubtful. Leonard Fournette with the ankle didn't participate Wednesday and Thursday, but was limited Friday, so he's questionable. Jordan Whitehead with his calf injury was limited Wednesday and Thursday, and then a full participant on Friday, so that looks pretty good, although he's still listed as questionable. Yeah, he'll play. Winfield has a foot injury and did not participate all week. He's questionable. I know. He's questionable. Brady got a Veterans Day on Thursday, and then Gronk got one Friday. JPP was a full participant Wednesday and Thursday, and then did not participate on Friday, but it was not listed as a Veterans Day, but probably just because he was already on the injury report for the shoulder, but it probably was a rest day. Bradley Pinion, has a hip injury. That's the worst injury for a kicker. Yeah, really. But he's been a full participant all week. And then Sue got a Veterans Day on Friday. Now, our injury report does denote that we only did a walkthrough on Wednesday. So their reports are I don't know. The report is based on if they had a full practice
what they guess those people.
Yeah, you think maybe Arians is taking it light on the guys, letting them rest a bit?
Yeah, I do. Because we did that last week too. Same thing. Well, and I think also you reward them for winning. Like,
there you go.
I mean, it's kind of an incentive to win, or at least, yeah.
Yeah, at this point of the year, we're clicking pretty good. I mean, we're not having communication problems on defense or offense. I think that, you let these guys rest up as much as possible because
I agree.
Hopefully we got a long stretch coming ahead of us. It's hard for me to believe that there's only 4 more games in the regular season. That's crazy. It seems like the season just started.
And then we'll have, Black Monday right?
Yeah.
Where everyone gets fired. It won't be us this year, guys. Hopefully.
Urban Meyer got fired. We talked about that. We didn't talk about it on the podcast.
We didn't talk about it.
Yeah. Who saw that coming? Everybody.
Rick Stroud was just strutting around that place.
How in the world did he get the breaking story for that?
He is like that TMZ now. Like everyone with a grudge is going to go to Rick Stroud because they know that he's going to print their bullshit. Am I wrong?
Right.
Where's the lie?
Right.
All right, let me do the Saints side, and then I do want to talk about the Urban Meyer thing briefly. So Taron Armstead, the tackle and the injury, he's out. Garrett Griffin, their tight end, has a hammy. He's out. And then Ryan Ramczyk with the knee, the tackle, he is out. Linebacker Caden Ellis has a hamstring. He is questionable. Wide receiver Lil Jordan Humphrey has a hamstring. He did not participate Wednesday, but was limited Thursday and Friday, so he is questionable. Defensive end Marcus Davenport has a shoulder injury. He's been limited all week. Safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has a toe injury. He was limited Wednesday and a full participant Thursday and Friday. Taysom Hill has a right finger injury, but was a full participant all week. And then
that's right. I remember in the game last week.
Oh,
he had that
like
injury.
A tendon thing, kind of like what Russell Wilson did.
Huh.
And then linebacker Pete Werner has an elbow. He was limited Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday was a full participant. And that's it.
All right, give me your prediction. What do you think? Before you get into Urban Meyer.
Ooh, okay, hold on. Let me look at what kind of points they're putting up.
All right, well, I'm going to make my prediction.
Okay, go ahead.
We're busting 40 this week. I'm going to go 41. It's been a while since we busted 40, so I'm going to go 41, 21.
You think their defense will let us put up 41?
I don't think their defense is going to have as much say in the matter.
Okay, the Eagles put up 40 against them. The Bills put up 31.
Good Lord.
Jets only put up 9. All right. I am going to go, well, I don't dislike above 40. I'll go with 38-23.
I thought you said it was going to be a close game.
I changed my mind.
I talked you into it. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be a beatdown. We both agree on that.
Yes. Let's do it.
It's not wishful thinking. I swear, guys. It's not wishful thinking.
Not this time.
Just a little bit.
All the other times.
All the other times, that was wishful thinking. Not this time.
We'll admit it now that those games are over.
I don't care if they had a nuclear bomb. I would still say we were going to beat them. I don't think I could ever say that the Saints will beat us.
I don't know. I agree.
Even if they were equipped with automatic weapons out there.
Right.
I'd be like, we can do it.
We can do it.
All right. You want to talk about Urban Meyer?
I do. So, what was it? It was Rick Stroud came out with this kicker who said that Urban Meyer kicked him in practice over the summer.
Yeah. When they were stretching or something.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer walked up to him and said something about don't miss a field or something, and then kicked him in the leg or something.
Yeah. And then
the guy was like,
and
"Don't
then
you
that was
kick me in
it.
my fucking leg?" And he's like, "I'm the coach. I'll kick you anytime I feel like it," or something. Some ridiculous puppy kicking bad guy stuff.
I know. And then that was it.
Yeah.
And so, Urban Meyer, maybe.
With all the stuff that's happened, how was that what got him fired?
I know. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Doesn't it feel so reminiscent of Shiano?
Yeah, a little bit. Yep, sure does.
And I don't care about Urban Meyer. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. I never watched him in college. Don't really care.
Right.
But when the whole media apparatus starts going after someone like they did, it's just very, I don't trust it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like dogpiling and bullying at a certain point. Yeah. So I just wonder, like, who did Urban Meyer piss off in the media to make them go after him the way that they did?
Yeah. Well, he came in. He didn't have any political power, and these media people, they're kind of like piranhas. That they love to just gang attack anybody that's helpless. If you if you show any weakness or blood, they're just going to come at you. Mm-hmm. When you come into the league, that's what happens with a lot of college coaches. They come in the league, they don't have any political power. So these media people attack them. I don't know anything about Urban Meyer either, but I'm with you. It's like, you hear all this stuff. But when I did see the pictures with him out, he didn't fly back home with the team after a loss and he went out and partied. I was like, oh, no, I don't care. You can be an angel. You can't do that.
Was it the fact that he was out with women or the fact that he didn't fly back with the team?
No, I don't care who he's out with. But
because to me, I'm like, that's kind of between him and his wife.
Right. Yeah, I don't care about who he was with. He's just out partying. Well, you think everybody else on that plane doesn't want to be out partying somewhere? No, they had to fly home. He didn't. He was just like, yeah, you guys go.
Yeah, why didn't he fly home and party?
I've never heard anything like that before. It was very strange. And you get all these rumors and you hear all this stuff and who knows what's true, what isn't. But anyhow, Jacksonville looking for a new coach.
Again,
Byron Leftwich, man, he
played. Hands off.
He played quarterback there for many, many years.
That's true.
Drafted by the Jaguars.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I think they asked him about that and he smiled and walked off the press conference.
Byron doesn't give up a lot.
Yeah.
He talks a lot, but he doesn't give up a lot.
I love his press conferences. He's so positive and he seems very nice.
Yeah.
I like him.
Has a lot of coach speak, but it's very positive coach speak.
He says it with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
It's just so pleasant. Oh, one more thing. So, BA's gotten a lot of questions about Mike Edwards and Antonio Brown this week, and he said several times, like, I don't really want to say right now. I just want to focus on the game, and then we'll decide after. Well, then Peter Rapport tweeted today and said BA said that AB's not going anywhere. So,
bam, in your face.
I know. Rick Stroud, hardest hit.
He tweeted that out too.
I sure did.
Byron Leftwich was drafted 7th overall by first round Jacksonville Jaguars in 1762.
He is. He might not want to go back there. He might be like, that was a blessing. I got out of there with a career intact.
That was back when they were good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was 2003. Yeah, when they came out, early franchise, man, they were pretty good. For a little bit.
For a bit. Okay, Ralph, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I do not. I am done. And tomorrow I'm going to hopefully try to get some film work done. I've been working on this stuff all week. You know how many times I've done this where I put film together and then it just never gets out? I've probably got 30 partially done videos over the years. That's horrible. It's horrible. Gotta stop doing that.
That should be your off-season project.
Yeah.
You're like, I got a list of projects.
I got a list of projects already. Just getting to them, doing them. That's the hard part. Do you hit your head?
No, my elbow.
Oh.
What
right.
was I going to hit my head on?
With that big head, I don't know, the
It
moon,
just falls over like a ball.
lamps, skylights, the ceiling.
Doorways.
door jams. All right, enough about your big head.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we got a big game coming up. This is going to be so much fun, I tell you what. And I tell you, you Buccaneer fans, you better fill that stadium. I don't want to see any Saints fans in there.
Should be a red out, guys.
That's right, a red out. Let's do this, guys. And it's going to be a great game, and this is going to wrap it up. We're going to have the NFC South for the first time since 2007. All right? Is that the last time? 2007?
I don't know. It's never happened.
It's been like 15 years. I mean, long time. Yeah, since way before you became a fan.
Yes.
So, guys, I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited.
Let's do it.
Good win against the Bills. We're going to carry that momentum forward all the way to the Super Bowl. Sound good?
Amazing.
All right.
Can't wait.
That's going to wrap it up for us, guys. Till next time.
Go Bucs.